So what if I told you that you could fundamentally change your life in just 2 minutes? I mean, really change it. That was the incredible promise of the power pose, this simple little body hack that absolutely took over the world. It was supposed to boost our confidence, literally change our hormones, and basically supercharge our careers. But was it just too good to be true? Let's get into the story.
The whole idea was built on this incredibly catchy, super seductive mantra, fake it till you become it, right? The idea was that by just changing your posture, you could actually change who you are from the inside out. But is that even possible? Can you really just pose your way into a whole new reality? Okay, so let's rewind the clock a bit. What was this original revolutionary promise that got millions and millions of people standing like superheroes in front of their mirrors?
Well, back in 2010, a study published in Psychological Science asked this really simple but kind of profound question. We all know powerful people tend to stand in these big, open, expansive ways. So the question was, what if a regular person stood like that? Could they actually become more powerful on a biological level?
And the method was just beautifully simple. Seriously, anybody could do it. Participants were just asked to hold one of these high-power poses, the classic Wonder Woman with hands on the hips, or the victory pose with arms up in a V, for just 2 minutes. That's it. It was easy, it was accessible, and man, it felt empowering. And the results that came out of the study, they were absolutely explosive. The study claimed that holding a power pose for just 2 minutes led to a 20% increase in testosterone. The hormone we associate with dominance and feeling assertive.
But that wasn't even the half of it. At the exact same time, it supposedly caused a 25% decrease in cortisol, which is our body's main stress hormone. So think about that. More dominance, less stress, all from just standing a certain way for 120 seconds. It really seemed like a miracle cure for insecurity. So after Amy Cuddy's 2012 TED Talk on this went massively viral, power posing just became this global phenomenon. But you know how it goes, when something gets that famous, it gets put under a microscope. And the entire idea was about to face its biggest test yet, replication. It's kind of wild when you look at the timeline. The whole rise and fall happened in just 6 years. Power posing went from this groundbreaking study to a viral sensation, and then found itself right in the middle of a scientific firestorm that would end in this really dramatic reversal. And here is where the story takes a massive turn. In 2015, a much larger, much more rigorous study was done to try and replicate the findings. And the results were, well, they were stunning. They found absolutely zero effect on hormones, no change in risk-taking behavior. Just like that, the two main pillars of the original claim, they just vanished under scrutiny. And then came the final, crushing blow. In 2016, Dana Carney, the lead author of that original 2010 paper, publicly announced that she no longer believed the effects were real. She pointed out flaws in her own research. I mean, wow, it was a truly unprecedented moment of scientific integrity and accountability. Okay, so is that the end of the story? Is power posing just completely debunked? Well, hold on, not exactly. The truth, as it so often is actually a lot more nuanced and honestly a lot more useful. So this right here is the crucial twist in the whole story. While all those claims about hormones and behavior just dissolved, one effect stayed strong, study after study: the psychological impact. It turns out adopting an expansive posture really does make people feel more powerful and confident. That part is real. So the key insight here is this: the benefit doesn't really come from artificially forcing some kind of dominant, puffed-up pose. It comes from consciously undoing our natural tendency to shrink and make ourselves small when we feel anxious or threatened. Uncrossing our arms, unhunching our shoulders, lifting our chin, that all signals an absence of threat to our brain. Now, to understand why this feeling is so real, we've got to look at a couple of our amazing hidden senses. First up is proprioception. Think of it as your brain's internal GPS. It's how you can touch your nose with your eyes closed, right? It's this constant, unconscious feedback loop telling your brain exactly where your body is in space. And its partner is something called interoception. This is your awareness of your internal world. It's that racing heartbeat you feel when you're nervous, or the butterflies in your stomach before a big meeting. It's literally how your body allows you to feel your emotions. Okay, so together, these two senses are constantly feeding data to your nervous system. And according to what's known as polyvagal theory, our body is always scanning for cues of safety or danger. An open, stable posture provides data that tells the brain, hey, we're safe, that calms your whole system down. But a slumped, tense posture signals danger, which triggers stress. Your posture is literally telling your brain how to feel.
So if forcing yourself into a Superman pose isn't really the answer, then what is? Let's look at some real, evidence-based tools for building a more authentic, more lasting sense of presence from the inside out. The new way of thinking about this isn't about adding more tension by, yanking your shoulders back and puffing out your chest. It's about learning to release all that chronic tension we hold on to, which then allows your skeleton to do its job and support you effortlessly. A really powerful tool for this is something called the Alexander technique. Instead of forcing your body into a position, it uses these gentle mental directions. For instance, just thinking the thought, let my neck be free, can start to release deep-seated tension in your spine, which sends a powerful safety signal to your entire nervous system. And get this, that relaxed state directly changes the sound of your voice. An anxious system tightens up your throat, right? And that produces a thin, higher-pitched voice. But a calm, regulated system allows for deep breathing, which creates that lower-pitched, resonant voice that we all perceive as confident and authoritative. Okay, so this is all great, but how can we put it all together into a simple routine that actually works in the real world?
Let's build a new, evidence-based 2-minute routine. Step 1, stand in a relaxed, open posture. You can still use that Wonder Woman stance. Step 2, close your eyes. This helps you tune into your internal sensations, your interoception. And finally, step 3, focus on your breath. A slow, controlled exhale is the key here because it directly stimulates the calming part of your nervous system, telling your body it's safe and you're in control.
In the end, the whole saga of the power pose teaches us something really profound. Real presence, real confidence, it isn't about faking it. It's not a performance. It's about creating the internal, physiological conditions for that confidence to just emerge naturally. So the real question isn't how you can act more confident, but how are you going to show up in your body tomorrow to genuinely feel it?